Good Wednesday morning, Oswego, and welcome to Top in the Morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Samantha Damasio. Oswego County is in mourning after an accident took the lives of 4 Granby men. Plus, the state Senate has passed a bill inspired by a deadly carjacking in Clay earlier this month. And the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments regarding California's Proposition 8 yesterday. We'll have a more in-depth look at your top stories in just a moment. But first, a quick check of your weather to get you out the door with Chief Meteorologist Patrick Kaplan. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Sam. You know, we got some beautiful conditions outside today, don't we? It's, you know, not like our usual where we wake up and it's mostly cloudy outside.
Coming back from spring break, I went to Florida. It was kind of a rough transition, but
yeah. Well, she was lucky enough to go to Florida. I, on the other hand, I was back home on Long Island. It was a little bit chillier. Take a look at the conditions outside right now, though. 34 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. But look at this, the real field temperature, 25 degrees. And that's thanks to a west wind at 13 miles an hour, gusting upwards of 18. So if you're heading out this morning, do not be fooled by those peaks of sunshine. It is a brisk one out there. Taking a look at the regional radar right now, pretty dry where we are here in Oswego. But if you go off towards the west, this is where it gets a little more unsettled. A few snow showers here indicated by the blue shading, and even the green shading indicating some rain showers mixing in since the temperature is above freezing. Those won't be affecting us right now. As we go throughout the later part of the day, though, the clouds will start to fill in, and we could be seeing some of those showers. So the day planner, 34 degrees, heading out to those 9-10 classes, partly cloudy skies. By lunchtime, we're hanging on to the sun, but it's not until that commute home that we're going to, I don't know what just happened there, but the computer gods have struck, folks. By 7 o'clock, the commute home, we're having trouble. We're having cloudy skies moving into the area and the chance of showers as we go into the evening. We'll have a full look at the forecast once this computer starts working, but right now we'll send it back to Sam.
All right, thanks, Pat. Oswego County is mourning today after 4 males were killed in a crash in Hannibal Monday night. 19-year-old Joey McCarthy was driving the Dodge Intrepid that crashed on Engels Road. A highway worker did not discover the crash scene until around 9:30 Tuesday morning. The passengers were identified as 20-year-old James Stone, 23-year-old Efrain Rodriguez, and 23-year-old Joshua Shue. All of the victims were from the town of Granby. Investigators say McCarthy was speeding when he lost control. The car became airborne before slamming into a tree and flipping onto its roof. The state Senate has passed a bill inspired by a deadly carjacking in Clay earlier this month. The bill would toughen penalties for carjacking when there is a child inside the car. Police say 29-year-old David Renz abducted a school librarian, Lori Besnahan, and her 10-year-old daughter from the Great Northern Mall, stabbing Besnahan to death. The bill would make it a felony to carjack a vehicle with a child under 16 inside. The crime would be punishable by up to 25 years in prison. The bill will now head to the Assembly. And a former Syracuse Common Council candidate and 3 others have admitted to their role in a drug trafficking ring. 54-year-old Bill Harper, who unsuccessfully ran twice for Common Council, was among those who pleaded guilty to conspiring to distribute a controlled substance known as Molly. The case involves a large-scale drug trafficking conspiracy based in central New York that involved 22 co-conspirators. The suspects all face up to 20 years in prison, up to a $1 million fine, and at least 3 years of supervised release when they're sentenced in August. In an Oswego City School, the Oswego City School District Superintendent submitted his $78.4 million budget plan for the 2013-2014 school year on Tuesday. The school district has to deal with job cuts and a 3% tax increase. Budget priorities include program preservation with appropriate staffing, health of safety and students and staff, and efficiency of operations, among others. The superintendent has noted several points of pride in the district, including continued improvements on graduation rates, technology enhancements, the New Vision program, and college career opportunities. In addition, the Oswego City School District Board of Education is seeking assistance from the community to continue compliance with the New York State comptroller's 5-point plan, volunteers are needed to assist the district to serve on the district's audit committee. The committee makes recommendations for external and internal auditors, review, examine, and discuss fiscal reports, and conduct risk assessment reviews, among other duties. The district audit committee should consist of 4 community members and 1 member of the Board of Education. Anyone interested in serving should submit a letter of interest to the president of the Board of Education, John Dunsmore. The deadline for receiving the letter is April 19th. And we're going to take a quick break, but first take a look at what has happened on this day in history. Stay with us.
Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Last night, Lori Capricuzzi scored 2 goals on Aliyah Brianlove.
Joe, get out. Adam, you're in. Lori Korpakovsky scored 2 goals on Ilya Brizgalov. Got it!
All right, so welcome back. Pat, you're not fully to blame for the flurries in the forecast. I guess people are pointing fingers at Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but you know, the groundhog that we always look to for the is spring coming early or late forecast.
Now the owner is taking blame. He's saying that he misinterpreted the prediction and he's taking full blame for it. But to think that somebody would actually file indictment against this cute little
well, at least
groundhog.
someone else has the blame for once, and it's not me. All right, well, taking a look outside this morning at Skycam 10, we had a pretty decent sunrise, a few clouds out there, and they're still hanging around, but that won't be the case for much longer. We are starting to see those peaks of sunshine right now, but it won't be long-lived. So current conditions right now, stepping outside, getting ready for class, mostly cloudy skies, 34 degrees. This is the number to look at, though. The real field temperature right now, 25 degrees. So it feels very cold out there. So don't be fooled by the calendar and don't be fooled by those peaks of sunshine. Make sure you're bundling up, heading out the door this morning. Take a look at the radar, high and dry in our neck of the woods. Off towards the west, though, this is where the action lies. A few blue shades here indicating, yes, some snow showers still hanging around the area. Even in mid-March, those will be filling in our neck of the woods later on during the day today and in the evening. The national radar, pretty quiet across much of the country. A little bit of a system out here towards the Midwest, and overall nothing major in the Northeast. Your top weather headlines: a chilly start to the day today, but becoming cloudy as we go towards the evening hours. But Easter this weekend, we could be seeing some sunshine for that. I'll have a look at that in the forecast later on. So for today, becoming cloudy as we head through the day. 39 is where we should top out. I'll time it out for you in just a moment with Futurecast. We will have to deal with some snow showers as some colder air moves its way into our region from Canada. And with that, we will see some snow showers later on. 11 a.m. We remain dry here. By 2 o'clock, going out to lunch, we'll be seeing some more sunshine than we are right now. It's not until we start getting into the rush hour commute home around the 5 o'clock hour that these snow showers off towards the west will start to fill their way in here, especially by 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock tonight. Nothing substantial, not really expecting any accumulations, but you will be seeing some snow if you're heading out during the afternoon and evening hours. So for tonight, rain and snow showers, low temperature 33 degrees, so overall just a pretty raw evening. As we take a look at the later part of the week, we do remain unsettled here in the northeast as a result of this jet stream here. The jet stream, again, just that river of air that flows aloft, separating the colder air from the warmer air, which is back down here towards the southwest. They're enjoying those nice conditions. For us, though, we're socked into the rain and snow showers at least through the end of the week. As we head towards the weekend, though, for Easter, we're looking at not only nicer conditions, but milder conditions, something that we really haven't seen here in the northeast for quite a few days, and that'll be with us right through the end of the weekend. So not too bad if you've got some outdoor Easter egg hunts or other plans with the family. Taking a look at your Storm Team 10 5-day forecast. Again, we remain unsettled right through the end of the week. This kind of seems to be the common theme for the last few weeks here in Oswego. Temperatures holding steady around the upper 30s to low 40s. But look at this. Once we hit the weekend, we seem to clear out and our temperatures moderate into the upper 40s to near 50 degrees. So all in all, not a bad forecast. Remember, guys, you can follow us online at Twitter by going to WTOP10, Facebook, again, WTOP10 TV. And if you have any weather photos, just email them to us at meteorology@WTOP10.com. So, you know, we just got to get through the weather this week. But once we head towards Easter, okay, those of us that are going home for Easter or, you know, have outdoor plans, looking pretty good, at least for this area.
All right, so instead of the first day of spring bringing in the nice weather, we'll ask the Easter Bunny for that.
Yeah, maybe the Easter Bunny will be able to deliver better than
sunshine.
Better than the groundhog, right?
Right.
Yeah. So there's some problems with the groundhog's forecast, but hopefully the Easter Bunny.
We're looking to the animals for.
Right. Exactly. Well, I don't know. Looks like we might be able to stay on the forecast a little longer. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's that forecast. There's that forecast yet again. Sam, are you doing anything for Easter? I heard you're going home, right?
I am going home. I will be heading to my aunt's house. She's making us a nice dinner. It's a nice family tradition. So I'm hoping that we'll have some nice weather back at home as well, back in Albany. Back in
Albany. Now, I think it'll be pretty nice across the Northeast. It should be pretty good. You know, mostly sunny skies here in Oswego, and if it's sunny in central New York, it's got to be sunny elsewhere, right?
All right, sounds good. I'm looking forward to that then.
Sure, no
Thanks
problem.
so much, Pat. All right, a day after he ran around his New Jersey neighborhood telling everyone who would listen that he won a huge Powerball jackpot, lottery officials indeed confirmed what Pedro Quezada already knew. He is now a very rich man. Jason Carroll has his story.
Pedro Quezada beamed like a champion as he held a huge check high in the air. Alegría. Feeling joy, as he put it, over becoming Powerball's latest multi-millionaire. He and his wife Inez showed up for the winner's news conference. When asked how many family members he has, he joked, "They're growing, they're growing. Every day I have one more." Quezada owns a bodega, a combination deli mini market in the heavily Hispanic community of Passaic, New Jersey. He says it's a tough way to make a living, long hours and the constant threat of robbery. Quezada came to the United States 26 years ago from the Dominican Republic, from what he called a poor and humble family. How did he find out he won? He heard about the liquor store that sold the winning ticket, the same place where he had bought his ticket. He dropped by, saw the commotion, reporters and camera crews, and went in. He says, "When I handed in the ticket, the man said to me, 'Congratulations,' and that's when everyone started shouting." Most people who play Powerball dream about whether or not they'll take the lump sum payment or the annual payout. Quezada took the lump sum. $211 million after taxes. That translates to about $151 million. In Passaic, neighbors see themselves in Quezada, someone who has known hard times.
Well, he's a modest, humble man. He's not going to go buying himself yachts and stuff like that. I'm sure he's going to take care of his family first.
Quezada has 5 children and says he wants to help his family and others. As for work, he's retiring. His son was working at the bodega, but not anymore. He says, "Would you, with all those millions, let your son work in a deli like that? Maybe not." Jason Carroll, CNN, New York.
Now we'll take a look at today's most up-to-date financial news with Patrick Kavlin. Pat?
Thank you, Sam. And good morning, everybody. Good news this morning for the housing market, as all figures seem to be pointing towards a long-awaited recovery. The latest numbers show home prices up, foreclosures down, and perhaps most importantly, consumer confidence in the housing market swelling. A recent poll done by CNBC shows the percentage of Americans who say owning a home is an essential part of the American dream has risen to a 3-year high at 79%, and that 69% say it is even better to own a home than to rent. These sudden gains have been attributed to the slowly recovering demographic of first-time home buyers. This group has been lagging the recovery until now, making up barely a third of the home buyers in February as compared to their usual 40%. And the fight over the increase to increase the minimum wage, which many small businesses pay to their employees, has already begun in Congress, with many small employers on both sides of the issue. The fight comes following President Obama's proposal to raise the federal minimum wage to $7.25 to $9 an hour. However, opponents of the increase cite that raising the minimum wage is bad for business because the increase costs jobs while also cutting opportunities for younger employees, raises the price of goods produced with a lot of labor services, and reduces the purchasing power of consumers when owners raise prices to cover increased costs. The last time the minimum wage was changed was back in July of 2009, when Congress approved an increase of $7.15 an hour to $7.25. And with U.S. oil production at a 20-year high, the shifting fundamentals of global oil supply are increasingly driving the price of U.S. crude closer to the generally higher-priced international benchmark. In futures trading Tuesday, the price difference between U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude and the international benchmark Brent was at the closest it's been in 8 months and is likely to narrow further. Analysts cite the reason is that more of North American oil supply that had been locked in the middle of the country is now heading to coastal refineries. That is making the U.S. less dependent on foreign oil and has driven imports to their lowest level in 16 years. And with 45 minutes to the opening bell, the Dow futures are currently down 64 points, the NASDAQ futures are down 14, and the S&P futures are down 7.6. That's a look at what's going on in the financial. Now for some more national news with Sam.
Thanks, Pat. The Supreme Court justices faced a second round of arguments on same-sex marriage yesterday as the court heard arguments about the Defense of Marriage Act, which defines marriage as only between a man and a woman at the national level, even if they are legally married at the state level. But does the federal government have the power to define marriage? Renee Marsh has more.
Marriage is a civil right.
The crowd outside the U.S. Supreme Court is large, passionate, and they have a message.
My family, like everyone else's, demand our full fundamental rights. Thank you.
Opponents of gay marriage not as vocal, but they're in the crowd too, holding signs bearing their message. Tuesday, they converged outside the Supreme Court as the 9 justices heard oral arguments on the constitutionality of California's same-sex marriage ban, known as Proposition 8. The justices' decision could impact families nationwide.
There are some 40,000 children in California, according to the Red Brief, that live with same-sex parents. The voice of those children is important in this case, don't you think?
But you want us to step in and render a decision based on an assessment of the effects of this institution, which is newer than cell phones or the internet?
Wednesday, the justices will shift focus to the Defense of Marriage Act. They must decide, does Congress have the right to say one couple has certain rights, but another does not?
Coming up after the break, we'll have Brian Tosti with your latest entertainment news and another look at your forecast. Stay with us. You're watching WTOP Top in the Morning.
From 885, and you are watching WTOP. Yeah.
Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
All right, Pat. So we are going to see some nice weather for Easter, but not necessarily for the remainder of the week.
Yeah, well, exactly. You know, we just got to get through this week, and then once we hit the weekend, conditions improve. So all in all, not too bad. We're just working on getting those graphics up right now. But in the meantime, you said you were going home to Albany for the weekend, right? Lucky you.
Yeah, so hopefully we had some nice sunshine yesterday that put me in a great mood. I walked out of class yesterday and the sun was shining. I had to put my sunglasses on, so that was nice. Hopefully I'll have some sun for the ride home.
We'll be seeing some sunshine this morning. If you guys want, you can just hit play on the computer and that should get the graphics going. All right, thanks guys. So taking a look outside, Skycam 10 this morning. Not too bad. You can see some sun peeking underneath the clouds. Current conditions right now, 34 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, but I think we'll clear up as we head through the remainder of the day. Regional radar rather, not showing too much in the way of activity. This will fill in though as we go into the overnight hours tonight, so we're not out of the woods in terms of snow showers yet, but again, nothing too substantial. The national picture not really showing anything too significant either. It's pretty quiet across the rest of the country. Your top weather headlines: a chilly start to the day today, followed by some cloudy skies this evening and some sunshine for Easter and some milder conditions. I'm going to have a more updated look at your forecast, or we'll have that 10-day forecast again for you right before we finish it up here at 8:30. But right now we're going to send it back to Sam for some entertainment news.
Thanks, Pat. Did you know that there are roughly 6,500 spoken languages in the world today? However, about 2,000 of those languages have fewer than 1,000 speakers. A simple word like hello can have several different pronunciations in other languages. Larissa Dignani spoke with students on campus from different parts of the world.
Have you ever wondered what a common word in English would sound like in another language? Like, for example, in Portuguese, strawberry is morango, and French fries is batata frita. And in Spanish, window is ventana, and autumn is otoño. Now I'm going to show you a few people around Hart Hall that are going to teach you some other words.
Hi, my name is Begüm. I'm from Turkey. The word peach in Turkish is şeftali.
Hi, my name is Fernando. I'm from Brazil. And the word pineapple in Portuguese is abacaxi.
Hi, my name is Chisaru. I'm from Sri Lanka. And the word for elephant in Sinhalese is alia.
Hi, my name is Gerardo. I'm from Mexico. And the word lizard in Spanish is lagartija.
Hi, my name is Savannah, and sunflower in Italian is girasole.
Hi, my name is Hu Dan. I'm from China. The cotton candy in Chinese is 棉花糖.
Now that you learned new words, I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. Ci vejo a próxima. See you next time.
All right, so what's this going on with Amanda Bynes?
Well,
she's pulling a
it almost looks
Lindsay
like she's
Lohan.
It looks like she's on that downslope, and you'd hope that she's not, but
yeah, it's unfortunate. She was big in Nickelodeon and things like that, and you kind of
she was in a couple
movies.
movies.
To see our '90s, celebs.
Exactly, and her acting has been on the decline a little bit, and people are thinking of it as she's kind of retiring a little bit. But it should be interesting to see how it goes in the recent couple months. Now we'll talk more about Donald Trump and the Celebrity Apprentice. They've created some entertaining displays on the newsroom, especially when concerning Omarosa. However, this shocking scene of events happened in the cab ride away from Trump Towers. LaToya Jackson is being sued by Omarosa over the comments that were made concerning the death of her fiancé, Michael Clark Duncan. In the episode, Jackson accuses the famed villain of Apprentice of pulling the plug and causing the heart attack that killed her fiancé. LaToya's lawyers responded, saying her comments were, quote, the producer's fault. And The Lone Ranger is one of the most anticipated movies of the year, but they are facing some controversy as well as of late. Last year, a member of the crew drowned while cleaning a tank, and further investigations have led to Silver Bullet Productions being fined over $60,000 regarding the incident. According to the California Division of Occupational Safety and Health, the movie company created an unsafe environment for the worker. Some of the violations included the diver being left in the diving tank without a partner and not having proper medical evaluation prior to entering the tank. And there's no question anymore, somewhere a screw has come unloose in the head of Amanda Bynes. Over the last few months, the former child Nickelodeon star has put herself in the same class as Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan, with tweets of sexual fantasies with rapper Drake, cheek piercings, and being charged with DUI and hit and runs. She's even scared her family enough for them to want Bynes to move back home to New York. According to psychiatrists, there's any number of reasons for her actions, but until Bynes speaks for herself, fans can only hope and pray that she's okay.
Okay, so I would like to hear from her and see, why this sudden change of attitude and craziness is going on.
Yeah, it would be really interesting to find out, and we can't really take anything into consideration. She hasn't been talking to pretty much anyone regarding the situation, and until she comes out and starts talking a little bit more about her situation with the media and with some of these psychologists. It's going to be really tough for anyone to figure out what's going on, whether it's drugs or anything like that.
Right, so maybe we'll get an interview from somebody. Maybe Barbara Walters will take over or something like that.
She does good work.
All right, so we need to take one last break, but when we come back, we'll have a final look at your forecast. Stay with us. You're watching WTOP, Top in the Morning.
WTOP. Yeah.
Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
All right, welcome back. And now we're going to take a final look at your weather with Chief Meteorologist Patrick Kavlin.
Thanks, Sam. All right, taking a look at that Storm Team 10 forecast for Easter. It's looking pretty good. Mild conditions work their way into the northeast, and we will be seeing some sunny skies. As we take a look at that 5-day forecast, we just have to get through the unsettled weather for the rest of the week. Old Man Winter trying so hard to keep his grasp on the northeast. But the weekend, for those of you traveling home for the holiday, looking pretty nice. And by Easter, we clear out and warm up to near 50 degrees. All right, so all in all, again, just got to get through the week. But once we hit the weekend, not looking too bad.
All right, thanks, Pat. And that will do it for us here Have a fantastic Easter weekend if you're going home. Safe travels. And for the entire 10 News team, I'm Samantha Mascio.
And I'm Patrick Kavlin. Have a great morning and enjoy the rest of your day.
We'll see you right back here tonight.